We've added millions a month in revenue for Kachava, Support Pets, and more brands, and today we're going to go through what those levers are so you can see what makes sense for you. The first lever is more spend. Just by spending money on what's already working is very underrated. It seems very obvious, but most brands don't do it. If you ask the average brand, how much are you spending and why are you spending that amount? There's not really an answer other than usually, this is how much we've spent, this is the level of profitability we have, and that's it. The opportunity though is based off of the growth stage that you're in the business right now. You may change your profitability targets. You may also just be underspending because there's no methodology to double your business or add $1 million a month in revenue. You can also add more spend by adding more ad channels. If you're already on Meta, Google, YouTube, TikTok, there are additional channels if you've exhausted those main channels originally to add more spend. The opportunity here is figuring out how much revenue do we want, what does the spend require to hit that revenue, and then where are we going to add that additional spend in your business. The second lever is more lifetime value. Fundamentally, what this means is how can you make your customers more valuable? Sometimes this is choosing the right products on the front end so you're acquiring the right customer with the highest LTV. Other times it's just marketing to your existing customers, looking at breaking points of churn and retention challenges so that you can increase and extend the lifetime value. When we work with brands, usually the amount of effort, energy, time, talent on acquisition versus retention or lifecycle marketing is so disproportionate. If I were to guess, there's 10x more resources on acquisition to the LTV component. Except here's the problem. All the profit is in the lifetime value. Improvements in contribution margin, net profit, and overall enterprise value just are so much easier when you are investing more in lifetime value. The third lever is a better product mix. Instead of optimizing for revenue or conversion rate or AOV, you're optimizing for contribution margin and profitability. If you ask your team, why is it that we sell what we sell right now? Usually the question is like, well, this is what we've always sold. The issue is what you're selling now, is that the highest LTV activity that you can be doing? Is it to the right avatar? Is it at the right AOV? Is it at the right CPA? And then you can look at the ad functions that happen in terms of CPM, CPA, conversion rates, etc. If you're making the strategic decision based off of what happens in ad accounts, it's a problem because you're looking at CPM, CTRs, what's happening on a conversion rate or your ROAS. All that stuff is important. That does not paint the picture of profitability. If you have a subscription company, what you can do is you can look at what are your highest valuable products or SKUs or bundles that you sell. Based off of that, you can see what are the most valuable avatars within those products, and then everything else doesn't really matter because it hurts your business. It's actually hurting your profitability. Then it really comes down to, are you able to take that high LTV product and then high LTV avatar and acquire customers in a way that you can be incredibly profitable? We've done this for brands that are at the 100 SKU level where their main front end offer is really just still one SKU. That one SKU is responsible for the whole business's profitability at $25 million a year. Yes, there is risk, but what you can do from there is add additional high LTV offers so that you have a much more profitable business. The opportunity here for your business is the products that you're choosing. How have you chosen those products? What are the levers that you're actually optimizing for within that product? And what I would challenge you with is, can you optimize for the most profitable product at the LTV level where you're optimizing for net contribution margin, and then break that down to what happens on order one and how profitable you are on day one. The point here is don't choose your product mix just based off of ROAS. Doesn't mean a lot. The next lever is better funnels. The similar gap I was mentioning from acquisition to retention, there's a similar thing that happens here when it comes to what happens within media buying and creatives versus landing pages. Generally, brands don't really care that much about landing pages. And this is where the opportunity is, because there's a lot happening on your page that can help you become more profitable. This includes figuring out your bundles, how to increase your AOV, how to increase your net contribution margin on each order, how do you make sure that you're setting expectations from a messaging standpoint and offer standpoint to increase the LTV with your highest value customer so that you're acquiring the right person in the right way. We've been guilty of this. We've scaled brands from 100,000 a month in spend to $1 million a month in spend, and we didn't change the landing page. Find the opportunities for your funnels and make them become more valuable to your business. The fifth lever is new acquisition channels. These include ad channels as well as influencer or affiliate networks. There's a lot of of opportunity with additional channels. What it really comes down to though is what is a meaningful enough channel for you to start investing in to crack the channel and then scale it. One of our clients was doing $4 million a month in revenue, and as we were going through and looking at additional ad channels, what we were asking ourselves is, can it even generate $200,000 a month in additional revenue? If not, it's not worth pursuing. It's not that we don't value that revenue, there's just higher leverage, higher value opportunities that we can engage in. So right now, if you're just stuck on Meta and Google, this is a great time to look at, are you ready to add additional channels like TikTok, Snap, Pinterest, AppLovin, anything else into your mix? The important thing here is you do it in sequence. If you're only at $100,000 a month in spend, don't try to add 2 or 3 more channels. It just doesn't make sense. Usually we add channels when brands get to $500,000, $1 million a month in spend or more. The 6th lever is new offers and bundles. Look at your ads and ask, when is the last time I changed my offer? The offer could be a function of how many products you're selling upfront, if it's a bundle or not, what you're selling in terms of what is actually in the ad, as well as price points of what you're selling. Some brands just have one product, so what they can do is a lot more limited. Whereas other brands, when you have 20, 50, 100 SKUs, the opportunity is deciding what are we actually going to promote in what price point, with what bundle, or at what offer. A new offer or bundle can change your ads so much because it changes the dynamics of what happens from your CPA, AOV, LTV, the conversion rate that's happening on the front end, and more. And so this is definitely a major lever. The 7th lever is new avatars. We had this happen for a brand that we were working with that was selling children's supplements. When we were trying to figure out who to market to, we had to go through the process of figuring out, well, there are 2 parents, male, female, and then within that, what are the ages of the kids? How a mom buys for an 8-year-old child versus a dad buying for their newborn is very different. And so what we had to decide is that we're actually not going to start with marketing to dads at all. Women primarily make the decision. And then we had to decide who is the highest LTV avatar for them, and so we chose the newborn mom. We know there are a lot of opportunities with that avatar because for that mom specifically, if she loves a brand, she's going to stick with that brand and have a lot of brand loyalty. Because her child is a newborn, even as she's trying different brands, there's a high opportunity or high probability that she's going to come back and try another product in the future. This avatar generally is not that educated because they haven't tried and failed with a lot of products as well. And so if we get them with the right offer, right bundle, which is what we did for that brand, now there's higher AOV, higher profit on that first order, and the chances of them being even more profitable later is really, really high. So when smaller brands create avatars, they're just trying to create momentum, and that's fine. But with bigger brands, what you're able to do is you have more budget to test other avatars, test the different offers and pricing to see what works for them. And then when you find your next avatar, it can be very magical. The 8th lever is sales channels. Depending on the offer that you have your Shopify store, but then there's additional opportunities based off of your products and your SKUs on Amazon, on retail, on TikTok shops, and additional marketplaces. If you spend $1 million a month on your Shopify store and you launch Amazon, there is a lift that happens from Shopify and your overall ads onto Amazon because there are people who just buy on Amazon for a variety of reasons. And so with the lens of adding $1 million a month of new revenue, this is an opportunity to take that lift that can happen from all of your other advertising that you're doing and capitalize in a relatively profitable way. Lever 9 is new geographies. Depending on your product, this could be very, very difficult and costly, but the opportunity here is, can you find other markets that are meaningful to you? For some brands, it's as simple as adding Canada to their advertising and going after that market and making sure they're administratively ready for that. But the goal here is, can you find additional pockets of revenue? In other cases, we've had supplement companies go into Europe, and the amount of compliance, legal, and infrastructure required is very high, but the opportunity in terms of revenue potential and expansion is there as well. And so it's worth the effort. So look at what are the countries that you can go deeper into or expand into based off of what you're already serving, and how do you look at profitability by country, because most brands, when they do go into different regions, don't optimize for that. The last lever is new products. If your business is flat or your market is not resonating with your product, or you just see that there's an opportunity for product expansion, category expansion, this is a clear lever. Depending on your vertical, your ingredients, your manufacturing process, whatever the limitations might be, the opportunity here is looking at how do you to change your business mix in terms of what you're promoting from an advertising standpoint with new products. And ideally, when you're developing these new products, can this product be a meaningful number for your business? It might be 5 million, 10 million, 20 million of annual revenue from this one type of product. If it doesn't have that potential, it might not even meet the criteria of pursuing that specific product or that vertical. But there are times in the life cycle of a business where you must develop and launch new products. These are the 10 levers to add $1 million a month to your business. More spend, more lifetime value, better product mix, better funnels, new acquisition channels, new offers and bundles, new avatars, new sales channels, new geographies, and new products. In the comments below, let me know which lever is most valuable to you right now in your business, and like and subscribe for more.